Oh, there's a snap.
I heard that. See, I heard that.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
I got these big meaty fingers, Alex.
And you have to do it's got to be like a slow snap. You can't surprise Discord.
Yeah, I have these slender elf hands.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking, we'll talk about elf in a minute.
Oh
my God.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Like these lithe elf fingers are not good.
Yes, graceful elf hands.
Mm-hmm. It scares Discord too easily.
Yes.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, I gotta say, I've always been jealous when you were doing those like 8 p.m. videos just to show off your actions per minute, and you were like, "Here's me doing crazy micros in League of Legends. Here's my slender elf fingers," and I was like, "Damn it, Alex, I'll never be as good."
Wait, you talking about me?
Yeah.
Is this a goof? I don't remember doing this. Did I ever do that?
No, you never did that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if this was okay. Never mind. I was like, Did I make an entire series of videos that I don't remember?
Yeah, I was sitting there like imagining Chad getting super jealous about your hands, and I thought that was really weird, Chad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I did used to have a desk right next to Alex,
and you stared
together.
Did we work next to each other?
Well, wait, there was a person in between us, wasn't there?
Okay, so when I started, I was next to Hillary. I want to say almost the entire time. I worked there. And then you might have been. No. You were one unit over from me.
Yeah, in terms of the squares, it was Alex, the great Hillary, myself, and then Neil Lambert, and then we,
the dream team, as some would call it.
The dream team, yeah. And Alex, I feel like you, within the first week of you working with us at Polaris or the Game Station or whatever we were calling it,
a bunch of people got fired.
Was it that first week? Was it that first week?
So, wait a minute. Do we want to sync this up? Do we want to talk about this on the podcast?
Dude, the company's dead.
Oh, yeah, they're gone anymore. They're gone.
Okay, we're in it. Okay, so I started working there in April of 2013, which was funny because my start date was supposed to be April 1st, and I thought I was going to get there, and they're going to be like, surprise, you have a job. But I started working there, and within like a week, like I want to say like 7 people got laid off, like in our immediate department.
Probably.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's the end for me. But then it was pretty much just the same people, and then we continued to work together.
And then we proceeded to go through several phases of a company being sold to investors, and
one very particular investor.
Yeah, well, there's a long. One of us is going to do a tell-all book in a couple of years.
You think so? It's going to be. Listen, Chad. Let's not give us too much credit. It's going to be like a tell-all blog post.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking kind of like Always Famous. Is that what it's called? Always Famous? What's that movie?
Almost Famous.
Almost Famous with about the rockers?
Yeah.
I think like an Almost Famous kind of tell-all.
Well, now you got the name. It could be Always Famous. Just call it that.
Always Famous. Yeah.
Always in parentheticals, Internet Famous.
See, this is why you're the writer. This is why you're the writer, Chad.
There's some levels of stories of Alex and I we've seen some shit, you know? We've had to rush a cocaine-fueled Minecrafter to the stage in time, kind of thing.
Oh, you got
my
cool
goodness.
drugs. I didn't expect drug stories from there.
There's some stories that we can't tell on this podcast. Probably can't tell those yet. No.
Yeah. No, those are off limits. Those are definitely off limits.
I didn't think the YouTube crowd would have been like the drug and do the show type crowd.
Well, let's get a little. Let's narrow it down. Well, not necessarily narrow it down.
Let's narrow down the suspects.
There's very particular YouTubers who were in that crowd. I would say probably a majority of them were not, but there's some very particular ones. Anyway.
That's right, because it wasn't all video game YouTube there. That's right. You had a whole... Okay. All right.
Yeah, we had a whole mess of people.
Yeah, I think
it was funny. It's funny as Maker had created a high school, like, click system based on how there were different verticals. So
right.
there was the the video game section, the profitable part of the company.
Yeah.
And then the that Alex and I were in, and obviously that's how I started working with you, Paul.
Yeah.
But and by the way, I think I always told everyone 90% of these YouTubers are nightmares, but man, Continue's great. Continue's always good.
And the most profitable too.
And the most profitable.
Incredibly
Stocks
profitable.
are up. Stocks are up, baby.
But I always liked that there was the Maker Fashion or like the Maker. There was like a Maker Sports vertical, and I was like, are those guys gonna beat us up? Like, are they gonna come over?
Chad, can I tell you about a YouTube channel I think about sometimes and laugh to myself?
Is it about a certain naked man with a samurai sword?
Yes, it absolutely is.
What? I don't know.
Can we say the channel name? Is that allowed?
Let's see if it's still out.
I will never forget the name of this channel. Ninja Tyler Muscle God. Shouts out to Ninja Tyler Muscle God. If you're still out there and that video of you slicing a snowman in half with the samurai sword while you're out in the winter with no shirt on and a ninja mask, that's possibly
sick.
One of the best videos I've ever seen.
That's what we were put on this earth to create the internet and then make.
I sent the videos to Chad at work, and he was like, I can't watch this. He's like, I can't watch this at work. He's like, but then you kept watching them. You were like,
well, of course, you're drawn in. All right, so we need to explain this. By the way, this was a channel that was like in the network, but this is when Maker had like 50,000 channels. Everyone come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone get in here.
Everyone's here.
Ninja Tyler Muscle God is here to be in underwear and slice watermelons.
Yeah.
And so just like it was always a fun to dive into the smaller channels that we weren't actively working with, but like Alex, I don't know how you found Ninja Tyler Muscle God, but
what vertical was he in?
What? He was in the Muscle God vertical.
Gods? Yeah,
the God vertical.
Okay, I thought like threats, maybe like the threat
I
vertical.
just feel like without knowing, we never knew the origin of Ninja Tyler Muscle God. But imagine
he's much like Cotton Eye Joe. Where did he come from? And where
did he go? That's the scariest part of that question. Where did he go?
Yeah.
Well, like imagine tell me if any of this is wrong, Alex. Imagine a chubbier Bane who like he's muscular. He's just he's
not knocking Ninja Tyler Muscle God's physique at all. He was ripped. This dude was like shredded.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's shredded, and he would always wear a mask. You'd never see his face.
Yes.
No one cared who Ninja Tyler Muscle God was until he wore the mask, and then and half of his videos were samurai sword cutting watermelons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I think it was kind of like muscle building softcore, where it was like him just like on a couch in his like whitey tighties, and he was like always wet, right, Alex? Like
he was always like sweaty, or like he had sprayed himself with a spritzer oiled. Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then there was also a small percentage of his videos where he was actually not so small, where he was working out, right?
Yeah.
But he was grunting loudly, which I think is like a thing that you do when you work out, the exertion sounds. But it was played up.
Oh,
it was played up for sure. So he would be, pushing plates, right? And he'd be like,
well, like, I just sent a picture. Was he doing it in this Guy Fawkes mask that he's wearing?
I didn't. Oh my God!
Fawkes mask.
that is 2012 in a picture right there.
Wow! Can that just be the thumbnail for this episode?
Yes.
Oh no! Put a jack-o'-lantern head on him.
Yes, yes.
That's the thumbnail for this episode.
That's where he is rolling with his jack-o'-lantern homies. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have to do a little bit of post research after this episode to see if he's still there or Ninja Tyler wasn't like arrested for crimes. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
No, I was gonna say Ninja Tyler Muscle God arrested for robbing a convenience store with a samurai sword or something.
Or arrested for being too hot.
That's it.
Well, I was searching for him. I got the Ninja Tyler muscle, and what autofilled in was dead, which was very ominous.
No! What is... He can't die. He's too strong.
I'm doing the searching now.
Yeah, Ninja Tyler Muscle Dead is the top search result in Google.
No!
I don't think he's dead. I think he just went off the internet. There's no way.
Well, I'm finding different channel. Like, his channel might be gone.
This is very sad. I don't even want to put it on the podcast. He's not alive anymore, I don't think.
Oh, no!
No, wait, no!
No, listen, we don't know
Paul,
that.
I'm on a roller coaster right now. You can't
be
doing this to me, dog.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. It's so hard to figure it out.
I think Ninja Tyler Muscle God represented an idea.
An idea. More
than a person. And that we can all put on Venom masks and like get super swole.
Yeah.
And then post videos where it's like there's Snapchat stickers over our crotch with links to say, if you want to see more, go to this website.
I forgot about that. I
Mhm,
forgot that he was like, had like stickers over his junk and would like advertise other
Yeah.
websites.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. You're
Yeah.
right.
That
You
channel
know-
was technically owned by Disney for a while.
Yeah, it was. That's true.
Well, I'm sure they capitalized on him.
You know, it's the whole gang's here. Mickey, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, Ninja Tyler, Muscle God. Yeah.
I remember a week where I think when we were like pitching different, like what's some new shows we could do on the main channel.
We like
pitched
stealth
Ninja Tyler.
pushed him. We stealth pushed Ninja Tyler Muscle God so many times because we bring up the big ones that were in the network.
Yeah.
all the big ones. Markiplier, the Game Grumps, and then and they used to be like, hey, hear me out, okay? Let me throw something out there. Ninja Tyler Muscle God. And they'd be like, yeah.
And then they'd be like, Alex, this channel's not even your channel. What are you doing?
I know.
I think you should have pitched a video where Ninja Tyler Muscle God tries to cut Olaf in half with a sword. Who would win? Because I think Olaf could take the sword.
I think because hasn't Olaf been like decapitated multiple times
He's
and
coming back.
he still lives?
Yeah, he's
We're
coming
talking
back.
about frozen Olaf, right? We're just
Oh,
referring to
absolutely.
him. But okay, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, he's like speared through the chest on an icicle in the first one, at least.
Yeah.
I think he'd be okay.
I think he'd be able to handle it.
Yeah. I'd like to hear Josh Gad's take on that. On
These videos are making themselves. There's a long series to be made out of this. So
Oh, absolutely.
I think
yeah. It's like Death Battle, but everybody just fights Ninja Tyler Muscle God.
yeah, who can he cut?
Guys, I have no idea how to segue.
We had the segue, we just jumped right past it.
Yeah. Speaking of faceless terrors, Attack of the Jack-O-Lantern. So Paul, you said this is your favorite bumps?
I'm sorry, I lied. I'm sorry that I lied to you.
Oh. Okay, wow. I was like excited because I was like, we're gonna do kind of a point counterpoint thing.
I mean, I can try and be the. I guess
you want to
the
commit?
devil's
You want to commit to the
advocate
goof?
here.
Only if you believe it, Paul.
Okay.
I don't want you to be up there as a puppet.
I'm
right,
gonna take
for-
I'm gonna take all of my bad notes. I'm just gonna flip them and just make them into positive notes about this book.
I liked that the kids just dictated their candy
Okay.
picking up for a
Hold
while.
on. Let me. Okay. So can I say something? Can I sort of, because this is my first time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh yeah. Also, welcome Alex Octopimp
Thank you.
to the
Hi.
podcast, everyone.
What's up? I'm Octo. You can find me at AOL keyword Octopimp. So I have not read Goosebumps in, I don't know, probably 25 years.
Okay, this is your first one in over 2 decades. Great.
In over 2 decades. I loved these books as a kid, as I'm sure many people did. But my elementary school, sort of your power and social status were dictated by how many Goosebumps books you had.
How much fear you could handle. Yeah.
Yes. So people would bring in their collections. I'm talking plastic bins full of Goosebumps books.
They were like pogs for you guys. Jesus.
Yes. And we would stack them up and you would
You
hit them with the
throw
slammer.
books at
and,
each other and go, I get all your books now.
yeah. And whichever books landed face up, you would get to take them home. But I specifically remember a lot of my favorites. And I remember being terrified of them. Barking Ghost, Shocker on Shock Street.
Sure.
Deep Trouble, I remember actually kind of
yeah.
thinking was kind of lame. I don't remember them being written this badly.
Right?
I don't. I really don't. I have a lot of thoughts, especially about the first probably 6 chapters of the book, but I want you go first. You two go first.
I gotta say the cover on this one. There's a cool dog on it, which never gets.
Wait, what?
Did you see the cool dog on the cover? There's a cool dog with a pumpkin
There's a
head.
cool jack-o'-lantern dog. Like, I'm going to guess a pit bull of some sort, or a bulldog.
And he squanders
Yeah, Mr.
that.
Worldwide.
Oh.
Oh my God, there totally is.
He squanders it.
But here's the thing. You know what would have really taken it to the next level? Jack-o'-lantern owl. But we didn't get that. There's an
my
owl back there, but that's just a
goodness.
regular.
It would have been a cute, like, little gourd pumpkin, too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah.
that would have been sweet.
But unfortunately, we just get the jack-o'-lanterns.
A lot of missed opportunities here.
Seriously. But please, I want to hear your thoughts on it first before I.
Well,
kinda
I mean,
go off.
okay. So what we like to do is we'll go through it, and let's just like walk through this book. Let's just unpack this book that, this one starts off with Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad
Don't call me Elf.
Dad is picking a fight with every kid in the neighborhood.
Listen, can we just say, I'm sorry, I can't remember the narrator's real name. What is it?
Oh,
Drew, maybe?
Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drew.
Okay.
And her dad kind of sucks.
He's a bad dad.
He's not a very good dad.
He makes fun of all her friends. He calls her friends chubby, which is
what
real
the hell?
messed up.
I thought this is what a dad was supposed to do. I guess I was wrong. I was like, this guy's bringing it good. Just keep
he's bringing the heat.
Yeah, really, just chip out the emotional strength these kids have.
You're painting a real clear picture of a Midwest dad for me right now, Chad.
Do you think R.L. Stine is kind of like working through his own dad issues with this?
I guess so. He's from Ohio, so he's from the Midwest, basically. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm wondering about this is either I had two pictures here when the narrator would describe her dad.
Mm-hmm.
One, either this is R.L. Stine's dad and he's working through his sort of like his own suppressed father issues with this, or the dad is R.L. Stine and he's trying to show what a cool, funny dad he is in real life.
Typically, I would say in our experience from reading Goosebumps books, it's the latter. It's RL putting himself in there. Either he's the cool kid who's got great jokes, or he's the cool dad who's got great jokes. One or the other.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you're on something with that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably the latter.
Alex, as we go through these episodes too, we also seem to kind of run it through the filter of RL wrote these stories, channeling his angry kid who didn't get to have these adventures. Like remember that's a filter he talks about sometimes of like, he tells people that he had like asthma and he had to stay indoors, so he wrote these stories about what happened to other kids. So it's kind of like, did he watch other kids trick or treat, and did he loathe them and want them to trick or treat forever?
Forever and ever.
And ever. That would be the worst fate, I guess.
Well, I'll show those kids. Who are showing off out there getting all that candy. I'll make them eat candy forever.
Forever.
Now the vindictiveness of R.L. Stine is really starting to shine through it retroactively for me in all these books.
Yeah. So, the other thing I won't mention it yet because we'll wait till we get to the end, but a lot of Goosebumps had a twist ending, right? They had some sort of like whoa kind of moment, but they didn't always. No. And I don't know if he did that intentionally to be like, oh, if you had a book that you just read that had a twist ending and this one didn't, maybe that's like a sigh of relief. Like, whew, I thought something bad was going to happen to them, but they're safe. Thank goodness.
That final spook didn't come through. You're always waiting for the end spook, right?
Right. The final fear, if you will.
The final fright.
I mean, there's more twist endings than not. And I think this is maybe one of the best examples of a nut bar twist in the series.
Elaborate on that. Please tell me what that means.
What would be nut bar is?
Yeah. I think we should wait until the end to discuss the twist ending.
Sure. Let's lay down the track a little bit.
Yes,
I'm
please.
sidebarring what a nut bar is too, because I really need to know what that is.
It's like crazy. It's out of control.
Oh, not so crazy. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, nuts.
Totally.
Yeah. Totally nut bar mode.
A Wonka bar. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, wacky Wonka bar. All right, cool.
So
cool.
we have Drew, aka Elf, because she has dainty fingers and a pointed chin, and that's it. She hates her nickname, and she particularly hates how much her past Halloweens have been ruined by these two other cooler kids.
Yeah.
And ruined is a very strong word that she's using here. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think it was a little strong.
I mean, it's Halloween. I think it's the time. I mean, next to April 1st, I think it's the time for pranks.
Yes.
And goofs and scares.
It's the time for pranks, but I want to talk particularly about the first flashback, because again, this is the great narrative storytelling of we're in the present, but let me tell you what happened 2 years ago.
And
then let me tell you what happened a year ago.
I'm going to do this to you real quick, because I do think before we do the first flashback, we should lay out who all the kids are, so that everyone knows
right. Good
who
idea.
we're dealing with.
Right.
Because we got Drew, elf girl. I don't remember her friend's name.
Warren McCormick? What's his name?
McCormick.
What's his name?
Walker.
Yeah.
Walker. And then she's got the twins that are her friends too.
Yes, the chubby twins, which is really, again, come on, Dad, back off.
Yeah.
You don't make fun of Walker like that.
Well, we'll get to the twins again eventually.
Oh yeah. So then there's the two bullies, so to speak, Lee and Tabitha, I think.
Tabby and Lee, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lee is funny because he just has these outrageous like little kid brags. Like he talks about his 42-speed bike to Walker, I think, which is just,
and he's always chewing gum, which is a interesting character trait that actually, the more I read about it, the more my teeth hurt.
Yeah.
Because I just thought about, because we've all been in that moment, like, after Halloween, you have a double bubble, right?
Yes.
And you eat it, and then it loses its flavor, so you put another one in there, and then you put another one in there, and eventually you can't stop.
Stack,
right.
Yeah.
Well, and then also you're just chewing like 2-week-old gum, right?
Yeah.
It's just cud in your mouth, kind of.
Yeah. And that's sort of the feeling I got whenever they described Lee, because they talked about how like he would have like drool coming out of his mouth.
Yes, the drool. What was up with that?
It was so gross.
But also the girls all love him, apparently, which I thought was really great.
Yeah.
That comparison.
That drooly boy. And then there's Tabby, who has the most half-assed insults I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I wrote one out because I was just like, wow, that's your best stuff. Did you get a haircut? Tabby asked me, studying my windblown hair. No, I replied. I didn't think so, she said. Smooth her perfect hair back with one hand. What is that? What is that?
It's like catty, like old moms more than anything, right?
Tabby to me is the most half-assed written popular girl I've ever read.
Yes.
She's like, it's like R.L. Stine took one of the girls from Mean Girls. I mean, before it even came out, but then just like sort of stripped away any actual meanness and just was sort of a passive-aggressive kind of like annoying popular girl.
Just like a fart of a girl.
Just a fart.
Yeah. A fart. Well,
I should mention something.
Yeah.
So I had never read this book when it was released, but I had seen the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen the episode of this specific episode.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I remember very clearly this episode. But so when I was reading the book, it was interesting to see, the book versus the episode. But there is something I do want to point out later on about. Can I bring up the episode once we get to certain things?
Absolutely. Yeah. Also,
okay. Awesome.
We constantly talk about the TV shows, especially whenever one of us didn't read the book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy for us to talk about the TV shows.
Right. Okay. Great.
Right,
Okay.
So
mm-hmm.
If you want to bring it up now, I mean, we can always jump around. We're fine with jumping around.
There's one thing I want to bring up, but it has to do with the ending. So we'll wait till the ending.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So there's been bad pranks in the past on Halloween.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yes.
And the first one is pretty fucking extreme, I'd say.
Yeah.
What's the first one? Is that the one with the blocking the door?
Yes.
Oh, well, blocking the door is part of it, right? The first one is essentially a Halloween party at Tabby and Lee's, even though they're not related. They're just friends always hosting stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the parents at the party are suddenly gone because it's parental supervision.
Keep in mind, they're 10.
Yeah.
I want to point that out. They're 10 years old at an unsupervised Halloween party.
Yeah.
What? What is going on here?
I initially assumed the parents not being there was part of the fake out. No, the parents just were not there.
I thought the parents were involved in the fake out too, which was gonna ratchet up the fucked upness of this prank like tenfold. It only goes up like fivefold with what happens. It's still pretty fucked up.
I thought for sure it was the parents. So the prank is while they're having a party, they are just there's a break-in and a man in a ski mask and a man in a gorilla mask hold the kids hostage and make them do push-ups.
Yeah, they tell them to get on the ground, hit the floor, and I went back and looked at this. It's not implicitly written, but I think it's implied there was a gun in one of their hands.
Yeah, it feels like there's a gun in that
scene.
There's
a gun in that scene. I can feel that there's a gun.
I don't remember them specifically saying it, but I get that energy.
There's big gun energy. Yeah.
And can I say that one of the things that was most interesting about it is, don't they come up from the basement?
Yes.
They were already in the house. So it's not like they busted in, which to me would be freakier.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if they were trying to get in or they got in through the window, I'd be like, oh shit, here comes some people. But they were already in the house.
Right, like get the shock factor of the break-in, and then that could be the prank. But instead, they pulled the gun and told them to get on the ground, which is just like a mortal terror.
Do push-ups for 3 hours is what they say.
Yeah.
And then they do it, and then they call it, hey, it's just a party joke, guys. Which I didn't know was a thing. Party jokes apparently are a big thing. Maybe in the early 90s they were. But I missed out on that.
Is this the prank where they knock over the can of Pepsi that's described very specifically?
Oh, I thought so much about that can of Pepsi getting knocked over, and
too.
there were no ramifications of it.
Yeah. They're literally like, RL, my boy RL, talks about, he's like, I walked over and knocked over a can of Pepsi on the ground and it went everywhere. And I'm like, uh-oh, someone's in trouble. And then they never talk about it again.
I had that same panic of like, get some baking soda on that. Go, hurry.
Yeah.
It feels like there was like a subplot that got cut about like them getting in trouble for like ruining their parents' house or something.
For the
like
Pepsi,
that.
yeah.
But maybe they got cut in like in a second draft or something like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Lee and Tabby,
yes.
Tabby's shared parents come over and they're like, "Oh, is there some hijinks going on with some neighborhood kids that you hired to do this?" And we're just probably drunk. Oh, what's going on? And,
we're just probably drunk.
Probably drunk I think they went over to an adult party where all the adults just get sloshed and make out, and then they come back over.
They had 1.5 glasses of wine and they're tanked.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the second? But then, like, it jumps to like, now let me tell you what happened 1 year ago.
We need to mention that the assailants were high school kids, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Big brute.
How did they get them in on the joke? I can't remember.
Yeah. There's no implying that they're like cousins or like brothers or sisters or anything. They're just two older kids that had nothing better to do than go to a 10-year-old unchaperoned party and pull a gun on some kids and make them do push-ups.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? What was even with the push-ups? That's weird.
I think there was some sort of like, this is what coach makes us do, so we're gonna make them do it. That kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Big jock energy too. Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, BJE for sure.
BJE. There's a lot wrong with this, but despite all of it, Halloween is ruined because you got a prank pulled on you. Again, Alex, you said it. The second best time of the year to do pranks. You got to take it in stride and say,
Mamma mia, that's a Halloween.
I got pranked.
Yeah.
You got a good Halloween. You're welcome.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I think the more distressing part of that entire story is that the twins, their costume was big snowman, twin snowmen made out of giant balls of styrofoam. That's not going to biodegrade anywhere, kids.
No,
That's a huge trash pile.
Oh yeah.
Come on, be environmentally conscious here, kids. Well, I guess those two don't care about our planet, but we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Good point.
We'll talk. You know what? Put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that one.
Yeah, maybe there's some tech they're sitting on that's gonna help us.
Yeah.
Oh, we use our replicator to make these. It's no big deal.
Right.
Yeah. So they jump back 2 years, and then we go back. I guess we come back to the present briefly, right? And then we jump back to another. Year.
I don't know. This is a nightmare way to read a book.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing that I wanted to mention is Elf or what's her real name again? I'm sorry. Drew is a completely unreliable narrator for the first 5 chapters of this book.
And that's what really bugged you? Was that she was unreliable?
That's what bugged the most, because it felt like every cliffhanger was and then this happened, but that was 2 years ago. It's sort of a, this is the worst Halloween ever, but that was a year ago. Oops, just kidding. I was like, wow, we're really already getting to like the worst Halloween ever. Oh, but this is a flashback. And then they kind of don't really establish that it's a flashback unless I missed that paragraph. But like she just sort of starts talking about previous Halloweens without actually saying like, she doesn't really give you that.
We need the audio and visual sound effects.
I would love to see the type out of from Wayne's World. That would be so
the flashback.
Yeah. You do a little bit of like a little chime, and then
I can't even think, like, what is the second flashback? I can't even remember what happened in that one.
It's even worse than because it's not even that they get pranked. Their prank falls apart, and we can explain how they come up with this great there's a whole chapter dedicated to their ideas for the pranks, and it's a real like blue sky, anything goes session.
The whiteboard's up there, just questions like, "What scares people?" ? What is their weakness? Like in the end,
so we're seeing it all.
Quiet Place.
Yeah, we're seeing it all get all that. We're seeing the sausage made, and there's a lot of bad ideas thrown around. Most of their ideas are just decorating for Halloween. Like 3/4 of them are like just like, well, put some like cobwebs up.
Yeah, one fucked up one is it escalates from I could drop some cobwebs on them, fake cobwebs, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Or Walker thinks we should get a real tarantula, wrap it up in the cobwebs and drop it. I was like, that's mean to the tarantula. He's gonna start biting.
And then their like next idea is to build a trap door and drop them from a full story down into the basement.
I completely forgot.
What if we just kill them?
Yeah.
What if we literally just murder them?
Yeah, we're getting like a little Lord of the Flies in this neighborhood, you know?
What? Wasn't there one where they're just like, what if we just drop slime on them?
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Yes. And the slime burns a hole in the couch. Yep. So apparently it's pretty caustic stuff they're dealing with here.
No, it would have scarred those kids forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
And I'm thinking, where did they get this slime? What slime is this?
Oh yeah, they don't even make it or like look up in the back of Nickelodeon magazine.
Right.
It's just Walker just has like bags of slime all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Caustic slime. It's a little alarming. They're getting
nowadays kids be watching YouTube video tutorials about how to make slime out of Elmer's glue.
Right. It would just be some glue and some sparkles. Whatever.
Some super buff dude in a mask making slime in his kitchen.
Seeing if he can cut it with a sword.
Ninja Tyler, anarchist god.
If you want to see where else I drop this slime, come over to
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called a callback joke. Comedy 101.
We're nailing it. We're killing it now.
We're really nailing it here. But anyway, so yeah, and they're describing, and then then the parents come and they see the hole in the couch that the slime burned, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then there's this whole thing where they're like, oh, I got an earful about that one.
And it's not even the chapter ending, which is what, like, that's a good chapter ending. You're going to get grounded, But, like, he doesn't even do that. He's just like, well, we didn't know what was due up next. And then we get, like, the classic RL drop-off. And then, I don't even remember what happens between that last like fake out. Oh, I remember. They get the call from Lee and Tabitha that they're not going to show up to the party, and then Halloween's ruined because they didn't get to terrify some of their friends or something.
Yeah, because they don't get to prank them.
Yeah. So they didn't even like go out and trick or treat or anything. They just kind of sat there in their slime couch.
Yeah, it sounds like their mindset is really what ruined Halloween. It wasn't the prank, or lack of pranks.
Also, by the way, like I was reading this whole time that like Tabby and Lee, they feel like they're their closest friends. Like in the way they're constantly talking to them and like inviting them.
Outside of Walker, I feel like they're the people that they talk to and socially interact with the most.
Right?
Yeah.
They got some. They're like some bad frenemies. Like they like not Lee and Tabitha. I think that Drew and Walker are the biggest frenemies here. They set up a Home Alone level like of tricks in that house to try and torture these kids.
I can't wait until Lee grabs the handle to the bathroom and then gets shocked so bad that you see his skeleton. Yeah.
I hope Tabitha just steps on a nail and it goes straight through her foot.
Just
a tarred covered nail.
Yeah, so they do all this stuff and their Halloween's ruined. And then I don't remember what happens here, like what the order of events are, but we start off, it's Halloween now, right? And they're going out trick-or-treating, and Lee and Tabby are there, and Drew's there, and she's wearing an outfit that's too long for her, and it's dragging on the ground.
It's like a princess outfit that's nicer than the others.
Hold on. There's a very important detail that I just remembered that we have to discuss.
Okay,
and that is the Klingon costume.
Oh my God, yes!
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so somebody asks, I can't remember, I think it's Tabby asks Drew what she's dressed as.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you, a mouse? And she goes, no, I'm a Klingon. Haven't you seen Star Trek? And instantly I'm like, what? 10-year-old child.
Yeah.
I guess dresses as a Klingon? I mean, I guess...
that was your problem with the scene? Was that a 10-year-old?
Well, there's a lot of work that goes into that makeup, Chad.
I mean, there really is. And not only that, but I'm like, what's the costume here? What is the costume? Is it like a a whole like battle uniform with a batleth and everything?
Right.
Or
They gave a full working batleth shirt.
Yeah. Does it have the forehead wrinkles and the hair?
That's
like, what's going on?
Yeah, like she's got. You know what? She probably just had like some really terrible makeup on and was just like painted up, and that's why she's like, you just look like a mouse right now. I think maybe it was more in like a condemnation of her of the look of her makeup. It was just poor makeup on her end.
Right. Okay, but my other problem is like, she's so indignant about this. Like, hey, other 10-year-old child, haven't you seen Star Trek, you idiot? You utter buffoon.
Yeah.
Don't you know what I am? I just her indignation about it is so.
I think that's very fair, Alex. I had a problem with the joke from Tabitha of you look like a mouse. I'm like, Klingons don't really look like mice at all. If it was like a Ferengi with the big ears or something, sure. If you were like a quark,
oh my god,
I'd be like, I see that jiggling insult.
Do you think R.L. Stein thinks that Ferengis are Klingons and he doesn't know?
This up? You think
do you think he bunts this? Because now that I'm thinking about it, if she had the big ears and was a Ferengi, that would look like a mouse.
Yeah.
I think we found some errata, some RL errata.
Ooh.
Just be careful with the term errata because that sounds a little bit more adult.
It does sound a little erotic. I think there should have been something else cut in this book, but apparently he didn't catch his own mistake.
No,
interesting. Huh. Okay. That's a real noodle scratcher. So yes, but that was a thing that sort of like stuck out to me. And then the fact that she mentioned she wore the same costume the next year. Right. Drew, that's a faux pas. That's a party foul. You don't do that. You don't wear the same Halloween costume. Yeah, you never do that.
Especially
I had to do the same costume for like 8 years straight.
Chad, listen, I got bad news for you, bud.
Yeah, you.
I mean, I hated it. I didn't like it.
But at least yours wasn't pissed in because you weren't, held at gunpoint the year before by some
I pissed in my costume.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, my bad. But no, that was my big thing was just the specificity of the Klingon costume stuck out to me as very strange.
It was odd.
I'd forgotten because they don't mention it for the rest of the book. They keep talking about like, I guess one of them had a Superman outfit, but I couldn't tell who, and I thought Drew did at one point. I was very confused.
Because there's this dream sequence in the middle of it.
Oh my god, the dream sequence.
And that's what really confused things, because there's a third Halloween that happens. So you think it's present-day Halloween, and they're going out, and you know they're up to some hijinks that Drew and Walker they're trying to get Lee and Tabby again. They go out Halloweening, and they end up at a house with an old lady who loves their costumes and says her husband's gonna love this costume. You gotta come in. He
has a hard time seeing from where he sits. Come inside.
Yeah, they bring them inside, which, look, we all know. You don't go in the house on Halloween. Nope. Never go. Mm-hmm. If if any young children are listening to this podcast for some reason, do not go into any house on Halloween. Don't do it.
If an elderly couple says, "Oh, we'd love to see your costumes in our living room," don't go in there. Especially if after you go in, there's an entire group of other kids in there that are saying, "We don't know how long we've been here."
If you hear crying children, run.
Yeah.
I guess you'll just stay here forever because we like looking at your costumes. It's not sexual at all.
It's real weird. It's really weird.
Well, okay, but that detail that's not a nightmare fake out. That is a cut to reality.
A daydream?
Drew is daydreaming about that happening. And then there was the line of like, I told the others about my daydream. I could tell from their smiles that they liked hearing about it. I'm like, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. You're having a hard time reading that. Drew.
Sorry, Drew. And this is where the unreliable narrator thing comes in.
Yes.
She's just like, surprise, it was all a dream. Like, you can't just do that to me.
We're establishing trust here. We're trying to establish trust with this book, RL. You can't do that. And this is what really like pissed me off about her thing. She has this daydream where her costume's too long and it's dragging. And then that same night after her daydream, she goes out and her costume is still too long. You thought about it earlier, Drew. You should have taken care of that before you went out. Details, Drew. Details.
Come on, you gotta hit us with the deets.
Oh, you gotta take care of that stuff before you go out. And then they go out and they go trick-or-treating, right?
Yeah. And the main drama of again, these are like their best friends because Tabby and Lee are like going out with them and no one else.
Right,
right?
And
for being the most popular kids, they only hang out with these two.
Yeah, and there's two other neighborhood kids, Shane and Shayna, the roly-poly kids, according to Dad. They're supposedly their better friends than Lee and Tabby, but I don't believe that because they hang out with Lee and Tabby a lot more. Shane and Shayna only show up when it's time to think up pranks. That's about it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They sort of established them as present at the beginning, but they don't really discuss them further than that until later.
Right.
Or they're sort of there for the planning.
Yeah, the planning.
It seems like the twins are needed for the prank that we don't know about,
right?
And that they are worried that they're not going to show.
Right, and after being like shown the minute and useless details of every prank prior to this, we are then kept in the dark, Alex, as you're saying, again, another trust issue about what their big prank is for tonight. They won't even tell us what Shane and Shayna are up to with this prank. So they're like, we're getting Lee and Tabby out. We'll meet up with you later. Shane and Shayna are like, we're going to show up later. We got the prank ready. We got you guys. Just get them out there, set it up, right? So they go out and they start trick-or-treating. And then, boom, our cover creatures finally show up. 2 jack-o'-lantern head people show up, right?
Yeah.
And the effects are great, according to the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me ask this question, because you talked about the television show. How does it look in the television show?
So in the television show, as far as I remember the heads, it sort of just looks like carved foam. You know, you would get like, like the carved down foam. Let me see if I can attack.
No real flames, though.
I think it's sort of like spooky lights.
Okay, yeah, like glowing warm electric light.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, wait, there's actually no lights in them at all.
Oh.
So here's
that's like
here's
the
a photo.
entire thing they have going on is
That's what's
fire
so scary
inside their
about
house.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a fun design. It's okay. The TV
Yeah,
version.
Yeah, they're not bad.
No, they're not. It's not terrible. I mean, they've got the evil eyes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And then let's see.
Yeah, they're like kind of like squashed in like a weird sinister way too. Ooh, whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a very Nightmare Before Christmas pumpkin.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, the wrinkly eyes is what really gets me. Those little like.
Yeah.
Well, I was so thrown off by the fact that like they seemed like they were just described as adult-sized, like towering creatures. Like, so they can't be the twins, right? These are supposed to be the twins.
That's part of it's part of their prank magic. Chad, is that they were able to.
They're wearing platform boots.
Yeah, they got those like '90s platform boots on, the Spice Girls boots. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The go-go boots.
The go-go boots. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so they run into them, right? And these things look scary. And Lee and Tabby are not scared, but our main characters, they're a little creeped out because there's some real fire going on there. It's impressive looking. And they promise. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. I took us here. I forgot to mention a detail before they go out trick-or-treating. Mom warns Drew that there's a news story.
Oh, yeah.
There's a news story. That there's disappearances.
Yes, 4 adult people have disappeared. And of course, in a weird editorial thing that I don't think I understand a newspaper actually doing, they refer to them as 4 fat people have gotten kidnapped.
I missed that detail entirely. That was in the description?
That's
4 fatsos lost today. Like, what newspaper? Jesus Christ.
No, but it's terrifying. There are real adults that have gone missing. And and her mom's like, don't go out. And then Dad's like, they'll be fine. Safety in numbers. It's all good. Again, Dad doesn't really care about Drew that much. You can kind of tell. But yeah. So they're allowed to go out. And look, then we don't hear anything else about this detail because we run into the pumpkin heads and they're full of fire and terrifying looking. And against Mom's best wishes, they go off the beaten track, right? They leave the neighborhood because the jack-o'-lantern heads tell them that they have an even better neighborhood with great candy, which I know you guys know this. If someone tells you there's a neighborhood with better candy bars that's giving out full-size candy bars, you were going to that neighborhood.
If they said it was a rich neighborhood, yes, I would go to the rich neighborhood for sure. I do want to mention, I guess I just forgot about this as a kid, but they talked a lot about like, this neighborhood, there was all these long driveways to go down to get candy. It was exhausting. Like, what? Like, I never was factoring in like a length of sidewalks or what. But maybe that's the thing. I
you
just
have
didn't care
to.
about
Well,
as a
the more you got to hoof around, the less time you're ringing doorbells, which is the appeal of this neighborhood. Apparently, it has very short distances between houses.
Well, yeah, they do say they're running through yards. I'm like, cool. That's not allowed. You walk on the sidewalk. God damn it.
Yeah, you respect that grass.
Yeah. They spend a lot of time making that grass look nice.
The HOA is going to have their ass if they don't have that grass looking nice. You know what I mean?
So I think it's inevitable discussion, but I have to ask everybody, what is your favorite Halloween candy to get?
Jeez.
I think it's an appropriate topic to talk about considering the subject matter.
Yeah.
I mean, in the past, when I actually trick-or-treated, I was the kid that loved Smarties and would trade everyone candy for their Smarties.
You are not a human. Nobody
No,
likes
I know.
Smarties.
I was an easy mark. I couldn't figure out why everyone was just trading me all of their Smarties all the time. I was like, whoa.
I mean,
chalk. Sugar chalk. I'm so excited.
If you truly enjoyed that, Chad, then like you were a king on Halloween.
Oh, yeah. I did great.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, live your best life.
Yeah,
you know?
man. You do you, Chad.
Yeah, I would say my personal favorite was Butterfinger. I love Butterfinger.
Oh, Butterfingers
you get the little Butterfinger squares,
what
like
was
the mini ones.
What was the other brand? Fifth Avenue, maybe, or what was the other one that
Fifth Avenue? That's a fancy bar.
Oh yeah,
I think.
there was one that was kind of like Butterfinger. It was like the same same deal, right? Where it was like
not
flaky.
Mr. Good Bar.
It was Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue was like the fake Butterfinger. Yeah.
Interesting.
I never had one, I think.
It's not as good. It's not as good as a Butterfinger.
I remember ending up liking Charleston Chew a lot after when I got them for one Halloween.
That's a rare one. Not a lot of people like a Charleston Chew.
I had one of my mods in my stream sent me an entire bag of Charleston Chew, and they were gone in like 3 days because I ate all of them.
Good.
I love Charleston Chew. And anytime I tell somebody that, they're like, "Are you from like the 1920s? Like, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah, it's like those and peanut chews. Do you guys have peanut chews where you were growing up?
Is that it's like a caramel, but it's just a peanut butter like toffee with white stuff in the middle?
It's the closest you can get to eating concrete covered in chocolate.
Maybe it's different.
Oh, I know this.
They're made in the Philadelphia area. So that's why we always had them.
Okay.
They're a terrible candy. They're absolutely atrocious. You didn't want them.
No, we had the like off-brand in Indiana. At least my parents and the neighbors would always get the off-brand. Like it was like a caramel, but kind of like a peanut butter caramel with nondescript white like frosting cream in the center.
Oh,
it felt like a candy from the 1920s. Does anyone? You know what I'm talking about?
Like a candy that you would buy at like the Willy Wonka shop where Charlie gets the golden ticket.
It would be in the candy store in a big glass jar, and he'd be like, "Those are called Osamos or whatever," and he'd be like, "Yeah,
a couple sucker doos."
You find them in a gas station in like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. They've been there since the gas station was built.
Yep.
I gotta say mine would obviously be for me Reese's peanut butter cups, but
what's not to love?
I mean they're incredible. But as a kid, I gotta say Dark Horse, the big box with the two sides of Nerds, because you could chomp on those for like you could make that thing last for like an hour. You know what I mean?
I did love Nerds a lot.
Yeah.
As a kid. Probably Nerds.
I like it. Yeah. Nerds were good. Yeah. I'd say runner-up for me. Now, okay. Hold your judgment.
Okay.
Whoppers.
Whoppers are great.
100% on board with Whoppers. I'm with
That's
you.
so funny. Everybody I talked to was like, ew, Whoppers. Gross. I love
Whoppers is more of an adult. I think when you want that like
crunchy spoiled milk.
Malt crunch, that's more of an adult taste.
Yeah. That's more refined taste. So all of you out there being like, ew, Whoppers, grow up. Come on.
If you don't enjoy the taste of a chocolate-covered, crunchy, spoiled milk, there's something wrong with you, okay?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we also get, in this story, we get, like, a description of, like, everything they pick up.
Oh, RL goes off on some candies. Okay, here's one that he threw out there that I forgot about, and then I had to look it up, and I saw it, and I flashed back. It's kind of akin to getting a pack of Smarties. Chuckles? Do you guys remember Chuckles?
No, I don't.
No, what?
I'm gonna pull the picture real quick. Chuckles.
I don't like them. I don't like the idea of it.
They're not good.
Chuckles
they're a bad candy. And I saw them because I pulled them up. You'll remember them as soon as you see the picture of them. Here we go. Copy image.
Are these like sort of like gumdrops? But
Sort of.
Oh,
They were always hard, though. They're always old and hard.
This is something my dad would have gotten at a gas station for sure.
Here's the problem. There's a licorice one in there, which is fucked up. That you would do that to.
That's like a Russian roulette if you're just eating them and not looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
accidentally put
yeah.
that one. Looks like grape, too, kind of, if you don't know. Ugh. Ugh.
True.
Ugh.
Yeah. They look like jelly babies a little bit.
I don't think I
Yeah,
had Jelly
I
Baby.
can see
Let me
that.
look up a Jelly Baby real quick.
Jelly babies are a British candy.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they
But,
do. Oh, yes, they definitely have that vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Are Jelly Babies just Sour Patch Kids for the UK? Is that what it is?
They're not sour.
No,
they're
they're
not
not.
sour.
They're just sugary up.
They're just sweet. They're like gummy bears, but they're people shaped, which is a little weird.
No, that is a little weird.
Huh.
But yeah, whenever I have a friend that goes to the UK, I always ask them to send me back a pack of Jelly Babies because they're actually pretty
They're
good.
adorable.
But-
they look adorable.
But Chuckles, I don't remember these candy. I don't.
they're-
That feels like a Philly candy for sure.
I don't know that they're. I don't know. I just know that they're probably an older candy, and I think they're probably one of RL's favorites, and that's why he snuck them in there.
Yeah, I think a Crunch Bar gets a reference and a couple other ones, but
Oh,
I mean, this
I
is-
can read you the list. There's a list right
Oh,
here.
please,
Let me
please.
pull it up real quick.
Please do.
You know you want to hear the candies. Well, here's the list of all pop culture references. Star Trek, obviously, MTV, Silver Surfer, Batman, Wonder Woman. Candies. Here's our candy list. Good. It's a good candy list. Kit Kat, M&M's, Hershey Kisses, and milk chocolate bars. Tootsie Roll, Three Musketeer, Milky Way, Nestle Crunch. Nestle Crunch is the best on that list, I would say.
Mhm.
I love a Nestle Crunch. What do you think's better? What do you think's better?
I can go with some corn rice, some milk corn
Yeah,
rice.
put corn in my candy.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
It's the
I'll go Milky Way probably over it a little bit, personally.
Milky Way.
Listen, if we're going with the crunch, then I would probably give Bunch of Crunch the edge over Nestle Crunch.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The crunch per inch is higher. Yeah, the CPI.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, there's more
Yeah.
surface area for that crunch somehow on that.
Yeah. Crunch surface area. CSA.
Not to forget that, a couple other things were given out. And this, by the way, this is the part of the story where like any savvy reader is like, oh yeah, they're in a haunted town. Like this is some sort of nightmare suburb. But the people giving out the candy are still real people.
Yeah.
Like it's really did that throw you guys at all?
Yes.
I thought that this neighborhood was like a phantom zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it seems like it was just a real ass neighborhood.
Yeah, they never ask like what town they're in or anything, but the
Yeah.
adults are all acting as if it's real. There's even an adult who's like, in the Phantom Zone,
Mhm.
an adult is like, we're out of candy, we have nickels.
Yeah, and, yes, and there's ones that are like, it's getting late, guys. The Phantom Zone's gonna close down. You got to get out of here.
Yeah, so was this just a random actual neighborhood that the pumpkins liked, I
Well,
guess?
okay, so what happens? This whole section, I don't know if this section was like a drudge. One, it was just terrible to get through, because it was just the same thing over and over again. It was a cycle of them getting too much candy, being tired of carrying the candy, then the lantern people telling them that they had to eat the candy, and then repeat over and over again.
And what is keeping them there, by the way? Because that was my constant question. I'm like, just leave.
Yeah, just
You just leave.
well, they do address that. They do address that, Chad.
Well, that's what's it. Their answer to them first saying they don't want to do this anymore is the jack-o'-lanterns spin in a circle and shriek.
Yes. In some actual frightening imagery, they create like a summoning circle, a reverse summoning circle that traps them within. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I saw it as more fantastical and fun in my head, as much as like, oh boy, I didn't want you guys to keep spinning. That would be, ugh.
Yeah, they create that force field of fright around them.
And then Paul, you brought up the when it's like we're full, our bags are full of candy, we can't carry it anymore. 10.
You guys have been there before, right? Where you've had like two.
Oh, well, here let's get something out of the way.
Mhm.
Here's the real tech, right? You either take a garbage bag, right?
Yeah.
Or you take a pillowcase.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pillowcase was always my preferred. Yeah.
Yes, pillowcase was good because it could also be a fun little pattern to match your costume.
Mhm.
Let me tell you out there, kids, if you're going trick or treating, don't bring a pail. All right,
Oh.
that's low tier stuff.
Yeah.
Don't take a pail. Yeah.
Yeah,
did one of them have a bucket? Was that described?
No, I'm just thinking about like trick-or-treating technology that we have.
In movies, in Halloween propaganda in movies, they show them with buckets, which is bullshit. Nobody uses a bucket.
Nobody does that. Don't take a bucket.
A fool brings a bucket.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about trick-or-treating in general right
it's
now.
Nice. I'm glad you're putting a PSA out there for people.
That's I'm helping you, the listener. Yeah. But it's no, and so they go and describe the human, like the human ass neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it seems human ass. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything too weird about it, right?
Yeah.
No, they keep having. I get that this has to happen for the sake of the story, but they try to tell someone at one of the doors, hey, we're being held hostage by people with jack-o'-lantern faces. They're not here right now, so they're not next to us.
Mm-hmm. And
then the adults are like, oh, what a funny story. Goodbye, and slam the door. I'm like, just ask to use the phone. Say you're lost. I don't know.
Do anything. Yeah, right.
Say a bad man kidnapped you and they are in the bushes and you want to come inside. Anything.
Well, and then don't they like start complaining about how they have too much candy?
Yes. And then they get King of the Hill real quick. Remember when
this happened to King of the Hill? I don't remember.
You don't remember when Bobby gets caught smoking cigarettes? Hank makes Bobby smoke a carton of cigarettes until he's sick, and that's what they do to them with the candy.
Yeah, they make them eat all the candy, right?
Candy until they're sick. It's terrible.
They're like, just open up the bags and start eating in front of us. We will watch. Yeah, this is fun.
Put it in your human bag in your stomach. Yeah, and they torture them with that for a little bit, and then they make them start it over again. They get them back out on the track, and they start getting more candy.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's the dreads you're talking about, Paul, where it's kind of like, once you've got... It's a scary idea, right? Like, people kind of kidnapping you and coercing you to do stuff. Like, that could be a really terrifying story. But around the time it's like chapter 10 of that...
Yes, yeah. And the image of them where they're like, floating around, creating a little force field around them and stuff, that was actually kind of scary. But they didn't amplify that. They just kept doing that same trick over and over again. And it just got a little repetitive, right? Like the first.
Yeah, there was one line where they complain again, and one of the jack-o'-lanterns leans forward with the flames, and Drew says like, "If we didn't eat the candy or kept shopping, we would be in the flames." I'm like, do you think they're gonna burn you alive?
Maybe they're gonna vor them, like eat them into the jack-o'-lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be vored and burned alive at the same time.
At the
worst
same
way
time.
to go.
Yeah, there's like a Puritan fire hell inside of their mouths waiting for them. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I had a very, very specific joke that would not play, so don't worry about it. Okay. You want me to let it rip? It's really
baby.
Dumb.
Yeah, dude, let it rip.
There's an episode of Xena Warrior Princess.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you remember when Lucy Lawless injured her leg on a horse riding accident, and so the actress that played Calypso, her nemesis, had to take over because they swapped bodies?
No.
Oh, is that why that happened? I just randomly would watch that show.
Yeah. Okay, so there's an episode. There was a few episodes where that happened because she was out and injured, and her leg had to recover, so she couldn't do all the stunts and stuff. But they swapped bodies, and in one episode she was like, "Huh, I wonder where Calypso's at." And then it flashes over to Xena, Lucy Lawless's body, in flames, and she's screaming. She's screaming. And that's what I imagine is inside of the jack-o'-lantern.
Just the little children.
This is a really long story.
Shane and Shane are just in there screaming. Being engulfed. I love that. I love that image. That's terrifying. See, you should have written this book, Alex.
Wait, how does Calypso's story resolve from that when she was just?
I think they swapped bodies back or something. I don't remember.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's terrifying and way more terrifying than what happens in this book, which is the same thing over and over again until how does it end, guys? I don't even remember.
Well, I know how it ends. I just wanted to see if you guys got caught on. They go to another adult who is a off-duty police officer.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, you're right.
And he's just like, leave me alone, kids. I'm off break and I'm going inside.
Yeah,
just shutting the door. So it's a real town where people work.
Right.
And also, what a surprise the cops aren't there to help you. That's right. I said that.
Damn, topical. Hell yeah.
Topical. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's a great point. And that's what happens is they see that There's an uncaring world around them. And I think they finally just submit, right? They're just like, oh, fine, take us, destroy us. And the pumpkin heads, I think then they reveal that, I don't even know. They take their,
There's one more beat between, there's a beat before that.
Okay,
Paul,
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's the unnecessary beat of they're keeping forced to go through this, gauntlet, and now people answering the door are jack-o'-lantern heads.
Yes, that's right. It flips,
which is what it should have probably just been the first place, right, to explain why these are
if
people.
If they were like a bunch of no faces showing up, being like, and just like giving them candy, like that would have been cooler.
Yeah. Like if they had Slender Man faces where there's no details. Horrible.
Cool image.
Oh, that would have been a little too intense.
Yeah, maybe it's too scary for kids. Maybe that's our problem here.
Sure. Yeah, let's pull our punches.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. Pull the punches, so then the pumpkin heads start showing up. And then I think that's like what pisses off Lee and Tabby, and they're like, we're done with this. We don't believe you guys. We know it's Shane and Shayna in there. And they pull their heads off, and then I think it's just there's flame there. And now, Alex, I don't know how they handle this in the show. What the hell even happens in the TV episode?
What, are you talking about, like the twist?
Yeah, the twist.
Like
or they pull it, just
or even when the heads are off.
When they pull their heads off, what the hell happens?
I think there's just like, so here's the thing is the adults are like, they're wearing like trash bags. Like that's their thing. And I think then they pull the head off. It's just like, they just frame it so it looks like the shoulders and they just put it over like a mannequin or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's just no head there.
It's just
a
headless thing, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, in this, they're flame heads. And I think at that point, Tabby and Lee are done. They get scared. Mission accomplished. Banner drops. They run off, and we have Drew and Walker can celebrate. But then,
and pumpkins are slammed on their heads. By the way, they say these will be your new heads, and they slam pumpkins down on them.
Yes,
right.
And then it's revealed. We get the big reveal, right?
Oh my god, fuck this reveal.
Alex, I'm gonna let you take this one.
So it turns out that Shane and Shayna are aliens. Who have advanced technology, and they did this all to help. I think they did it to help Drew and Walker.
But like,
they say that they say that they've secretly known that the twins were aliens for a long time.
Yeah,
and that's why they hadn't used their alien powers previously. But this year they were really desperate.
But all the last 10 chapters have shown us is that they went through the exact same torture that Lee and Tabby went through.
Yeah.
They also ate the candy.
They also like walked around the neighborhood, tired and exhausted. You just tortured yourselves. I mean, I guess, this is a revenge story, right, guys? And they sacrifice their lives for revenge.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Quentin Tarantino of Goosebumps books.
Yes. Sure.
They Lady Snowblooded themselves.
And not only are they the aliens, every jack-o'-lantern that they encountered person was their brothers and sister aliens. And then they yell out like, thanks everyone for helping us get out of here before they realize you invaded a whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
So like it was a 100-person organization?
Yes.
They risked exposing this alien race to society to prank these two kids?
There's a sleeper cell of aliens here in this small Midwestern town, and they used it to prank two 12-year-olds.
There's a sci-fi TV miniseries V of aliens, and they are using it to take over the prank. It's crazy.
So, I'm sorry, I have to point something out.
Sure.
So, in the television show, the way the aliens look... They look like the basilisks from Dark Souls.
Whoa! Let me see. I gotta see this.
Listen, I posted it in chat.
No!
That is what the aliens look like.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That is... Oh my god!
Yeah, it's something. It's something else. I vividly remember this.
Wow. You can tell how it's just hands and sticking out of a bag, but still, Jesus.
Yeah, I vividly remember this. And you can see they're literally just wearing trash bags. Like that's what their cloak is.
And that it looks like there's an alien spaceship with a ramp or something in the background.
Yeah. They show up and they're like, okay. And should we give so that was the first twist. Should we give the second twist?
The even better twist.
This all happens in the last 10 pages. So
yeah. So the other twist of this is that it turns out that they eat humans, but only chunky ones. And they say, because Drew asked them, well, what do you eat? We've never seen you eat before. And they're like, oh, don't worry. You're way too skinny for us to eat. Well, see you around.
Keep eating that candy, kid.
Keep eating that candy, yeah.
And that's what makes me wonder, is that why they force-fed them candy?
Is that
why they made them eat all the candy?
I think so.
That's the true last spook right there. That's the last fright, the final fright.
Yeah, the final fear.
Woo!
And that's it. But meanwhile, we'll still be friends with these aliens.
This one felt like RL got to this endpoint and didn't know what to do. And then was just like, I don't know, fucking aliens, I guess. Sure, whatever. We'll just go with it. We'll do the aliens thing again.
No foreshadowing in any way.
No.
Even the 4 missing fat people. Again, that's what the book calls them.
Calls them that. And now it was cut out in the re-release, in the mid-2000s re-release.
Yeah. There's something about, like, there was a little bit of a payoff with that when the other jack-o'-lanterns approach them before the prank is revealed, where you're like, there are 4 of them. Project. Oh, these are the 4 adults who got turned. Like, this is them. No, it was just 4 other jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah. There was nothing.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you could have had. Yeah, he doesn't use every piece of the buffalo here. RL, you left a lot on the. You left a lot laying around. What's going on? Real quick, I gotta say the addendums he did for when he updated this one. So they took all the overweight references out. So Shane and Shane are not called Roly Poly.
Really?
No, they're not called. I don't even know what he redid that as. It doesn't say. And then so the 4 missing people are described as big instead of fat. And then I don't remember this guy, but I guess it's one of the people they trick or treated from. A man in a turtleneck is described as being 6'2" instead of having 6 chins, which I think is very funny that he had to keep that number 6 in there. Like, he's like, I gotta keep the 6. It's like,
it's a spooky number.
Oh, right, the devil number. That's
right.
Satan's favorite number. That's right.
Not at all that RL was just deleting his cursor and moving back, and he got to 6, and he's like, I don't want to push delete again.
I can't be bothered.
No, that's a whole nother keystroke that I don't want to deal with.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's our ending, right, guys? That's it. Wow.
That's it. The final fear is that they're aliens, and maybe someday they'll come back and eat them. Ooh. I mean, they've got this advanced technology, who's to say they can't just abduct you in the middle of the night and eat you?
Oh, yeah, well, it's not even that they leave. It's like they're just going back home.
Right.
So this will continue for the foreseeable future.
These kids have sold out humanity for a prank.
Also, we don't know what happened to Tabby and Lee. Like, they put the pumpkins on their head and then they run away. And they're like, oh, I wonder how long the pumpkins will stay on their heads. Maybe forever. I'm like, I mean, no. But also, like, are the aliens going to do something to them? I'm scared.
Yeah.
A lot of big questions at the end of this one.
Alex, how did you feel about this ending as it hit you?
I mean, it's scary conceptually, but just the twist is so out of nowhere. Right. And I mean, I don't know, because like I said, I haven't read Goosebumps in 25 years, but are there a lot of other books that have this kind of twist ending that's like, what?
Yeah. Actually,
really?
Yeah, a decent amount. We've been enduring it for a long time now.
Because whenever I remember a twist ending from, well, I think can I reference another twist ending?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. Because the one that always stuck out to me is like, that's stupid, is the Shocker on Shock Street ending where it's like, oh, turns out our main characters are robots. It's like, shut up.
Yes.
What? Get out of here. That one always gets me.
It's the same. It's felt like this one where it just felt like RL was like, I do not know how to end this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a little bag of papers next to his desk, and he pulls out and it just says robots on it, and he's like, there's the ending. Robots. We're doing robots.
Yeah. Nailed it. All right. Guess we're doing robots this time. Or it's a dartboard situation.
Yeah, maybe a dartboard.
He throws it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it's a pressure luck board. I think it just circles around a list of ideas, and every once in a while he gets whammies. He's like, "Well, I guess I'm just not ending this one."
Yeah. The whammies is when there's no twist ending.
Right.
That's when it's just like
the book cuts out.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
Have you? I don't want to spoil it, but have you guys done Chicken yet?
No. What's that?
Chicken?
That's one of the worst ones. I'm sorry. You'll have to get ready for that.
Is
one.
That in the core? The first line?
Frickin'.
I think so. But that one has one of the worst twist endings in my opinion.
Chicken.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the.
It is the one with the girls late. That's really what the title of that book is. I remember the cover of a girl screaming on a rooster body. I did not think the name of that book was Chicken.
Oh,
it sure is.
Wow, I remember this cover.
Yep, I remember.
That's a terrible title.
Yeah, it's also a terrible book.
Hey, guys, it's a finger like a nightmare, though.
Is that what the tagline is?
That's the tagline.
Oh my god. Anyway, but no, as far as like twist endings go, when he just pulls a, is this the first time he's done aliens?
I don't think so. No, actually,
calling all creeps is aliens.
That's right. Yes, it is.
What's the camp one?
There's
a camp one.
At least one camp one where they're on an alien planet.
Camp Nightmares. I think it's Camp Nightmare where they pull a gun on the kid and then they're like, surprise! It's all just a part of our alien hazing that we do, I guess.
Yeah, we're all aliens and you're gonna take over the planet or something.
Yeah. So yeah, he busts out the aliens once in a while.
Yeah, he's got it. It's come up a couple of times.
I tend to find the aliens less scary than the like fantastical stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I like the fantastical stuff more as like a twist to it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, he likes his sci-fi.
He does.
Here's a question for you. Rate it in a candy, please.
Sure.
Ooh, okay. This would be Necco wafers.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a dig right
it's rough.
there.
Yeah.
Paul, how about you?
I'm gonna give this 5 chuckles, but they're all the licorice chuckles.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to call this a bag of Fun Dip, but the bag of Fun Dip was in a puddle of water, so it's a little moist
it's like a
already.
brick.
And it doesn't have the stick. It doesn't have the licking stick.
So you're just pouring it in your mouth or using your finger like a monster to get it. It's one of those. Yeah.
Ugh. No thanks.
Damning.
Alex, this has been a blast. I'm so glad you could share this experience with us.
I've been wanting to be on this show for a very long time, and I'm really glad that I got to do it for this specific book.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could give you your first taste of Goosebumps in a long time.
Thank you. If the no wait, I've decided I'm gonna dictate what the thumbnail is.
Sure.
And it's gonna be the Ninja Tyler Muscle God picture, but with the alien head.
Oh my god.
Sure, that's pretty good.
Let's get shopping.
We can tweet that out. I'm going to do a little bit of research again to make sure that he's not going to get us on some sort of government watch list by talking about him.
True.
Otherwise, this should all make it to the podcast.
Okay, great. I'm so happy about that.
Can I also just share with you guys that I found one more video on the Ninja Tyler fan channel.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Keep in his library.
Yes.
This one's called Huge Bodybuilder Romantic Mode.
I'm excited.
God, why are the titles yes?
Oh my god.
What song do you think he's playing on piano?
I don't know. What year was this?
This was 2017, but it's a re-upload.
Oh, it's
20. We don't know.
Okay, geez, I was gonna base it around the year. That's a tough question. I don't know the guy well enough to be able to pick out his.
That I believe is Street Fighter Guile's theme.
Oh, I can't. Oh, you actually wanted me to listen to it. I'm sorry, I didn't pull it up because
it is
Guile's theme?
It is Guile's theme.
A hairy, shirtless, muscular man wearing a ski mask, just playing Guile's theme on piano.
That's sick. I'm into that.
This is insane.
Alex, to check out your stuff besides Ninja Tyler, where should they go to?
No, just look at Ninja Tyler. Don't look at me.
Replace Alex's career with Ninja Tyler.
You could check out my Zanga at whatever the URL for Zanga is, Octopimp. Check me out. I do a lot of Hotel Transylvania fan fiction.
God, I missed you.
Zanga, baby.
I missed you.
Damn, that's a pull. That is a pull. Good job.
Also, if you do, I do stream Neopets exclusively. If you're looking for a rainbow paintbrush, I am selling one for 7 million Neo points. Hit me up.
Where should they go if they were going to watch you stream? I'm
gonna contact you on my Makeout Club page if that's fine. Okay with you.
Yeah, I stream exclusively on Friendster, so you can check me out there.
Sure. God damn it, Alex! Use your best practices as a channel.
No, I absolutely refuse to do that.
Yep. You sure sound like an internet person. All right. I'm going to tell people they should go to twitch.tv/Octopimp.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah,
It's
that's there. That's there too, I guess.
Octopimp. Much,
Uh-huh.
dude. Alex, you're one of my favorite.
Stop.
Internet peoples.
Stop.
Despite you continuously spitting in the face of God with your channel, but I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I can't believe that there's a Ninja Tyler fan channel. I'm blown away by this.
Well, there's your day right there.
That's my whole day now. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me, Alex. We'll definitely have to have you back soon.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Come back for
guys,
chicken. I think we kind of have to do that now.
Oh, I'm there. I'm
Chicken.
there on that one. Look, I told Chad, I was like, as long as it's not How I Learned to Fly, I'm set.
Okay.
Because that's the worst one. That is, in my opinion, the worst
I
Goosebumps
think
books
that
ever
one's
written.
coming up still. Shit.
Oh, you haven't done How I Learned to Fly?
Oh,
I don't think so. No.
Fuck.
I'm gonna warn you right now. It's not even remotely scary. There's nothing scary about that book.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm now morbidly curious.
Okay.
Okay, Alex,
hey.
thanks again for being joining us.
Yes.
And for everyone else listening, thank you so much for checking in on this episode. If you found this for the first time through Alex, we're so sorry. But thank you for checking out the podcast.
Watch all the other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to check out more content, obviously, you can go to goosebudspod.com. If you want to support the show, you get access to bonus episodes we do every month, a Discord with a really cool community, and voting on what we read next. You can go to patreon.com/goosebuds. Paul, am I forgetting anything else?
Just at Ninja Tyler, if you're out there, hit us up, please. We miss you.
Please, we'd love to, please. I'm not even part of the team. I want Ninja Tyler
You're
on an
getting
episode.
on this show.
I would love to talk to him and see the man behind the mask.
You can wear the mask. I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
Sure, that's fine. Guys, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
That's budding.
Okay.
Get some candy. I love you both. I'll talk to you soon.
Be well.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. This episode of Goosebuds is brought to you by these wonderful Patreon supporters.
We'd like to thank Hollis Hornbeak,
Stefan Jive Turkey Kuwabara,
Michael McDowell,
Cameron Murphy Audio,
Josh Robertson,
David Cron,
Nick Hinkle,
Mickey C,
Nathan Dolezal,
Fred Atkins,
Mike Lanteri,
Clayton C,
Ailcade,
Buddy Morrill,
Natu Pearl Henderson,
Mel Dipson, I like that,
Jared Mason,
Jim Greaves,
Zankeef,
Joshua Lopez,
Danky McStanky,
Afshin,
Dango Twists,
Jennifer Britton,
Aaron T. Strunk.
Victor,
Centicles wears a mask because it's healthy and it also makes him look like a sweet ninja.
Brian Wells,
Becca McWilliams,
Stealth Bates,
Patrick Reynolds,
Joseph Miranda,
Robert Moon,
Scott Colopy,
Jason Crooker,
Third Sergio,
Jonas Blatterman,
John Keaty,
Miguel Pardo,
Clay Castle,
Gav,
Christina Doling,
Matthew, It Came From Fan Mail,
Matt the Half-Court Warlock Bachelor,
Reinfected,
Sniggy,
Tyler Penner,
Maddie,
Gregory D. Warren,
Ishak Arifin,
Mikey Jello,
Alan Saylor,
Chosen One,
Sam Hash, Cody Redfield,
Paul Grasso,
Trans Rights, fuck yeah,
Joe, Remember to Save Early and Often, Scott,
Walter Frazier,
Toothless Barry the Whistler Bostowitz. Didn't do the voice this time, I'm sorry, Barry.
Rich Hilborn, Aiden Alexander Dace,
Bradford Coulter,
Dylan Vaughn,
Jonas Engman,
Taylor Dierks,
Jin K,
2 in the slink, 1 also in the slink, all 3 in the slink then,
Justin Wagman,
Ryan Shell,
Joshua Jacobwitz,
Cardboard Walk,
Tommy Got a Tummy Full of Murder Wasps, Hoey,
Leviathan,
the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation,
Up and Champ,
Trendy Moron,
Alicia Grafe,
Rug,
Connor Church,
Trent Davis,
Luke Noodles,
Vincent Modica,
Joe Gorman,
Heath Robinson,
Carl,
Brock Graham,
Hugh Bolin,
Anthony Kuwabara,
Zambambino,
Maloyster,
Elusive Koala, Yanni Markovina,
Low Belly Hate Bee,
Joe,
Blake Alvarez,
Corey Shelley,
Space Tiger,
Jesus Christ,
Brooke X,
Jessica Zybal,
Boney,
Brian Hobgood,
Christian Vanskever,
Zach Connor,
Jake Young,
Nathan Remick,
Jeremy Lowe,
Jordan Lockwood,
Anxious Serve,
Foolish for Deborah,
Divaldi,
Joe Spooky Digital Ghost Tierney.
Valhalla Black.
Tom Whittam.
Patreon_donator, yo.
Kevin Hamilton.
Reed Stubendike.
Llama Consultant.
Joey Evans.
Carewise Gamgee.
John the Howling Eye Duda.
Andrew making miso at home, Jadsack. Dude, send me some. Send me some cold miso soup.
Nicholas Johnson.
Goose Time.
Eric England.
Cameron Hansen.
Lord Cornwallis.
Elizabeth Steenweg.
Swag Bumps Nightmare at Camp YOLO Squire.
Andrew Evans.
Mike Roch. Haha, gotcha, it's actually Spencer.
General Lee Depressing.
Cardamom Birkenbino. It's great spice.
Just Garrett.
Daddy's Happy Apple Boy.
Goon Cahoots.
Etenomore.
Anthony from Let's Watch Something.
Yeah.
Dylan McCann.
Straightforward, no funny name for Dom. Sorry, Dom, didn't get to read that one.
SNES Chalmers.
Glenn.
Dan.
Buffcat.
Chris Pittman.
Sean Minogue.
Jacob the Rough-Handed.
Dylan Yatz.
Germ Juice.
Baz Gerritsen.
Jonas Evan Voldson.
Egg Baby.
R.L. Slink.
John Pigeon Hat Barber.
Zach Bush.
Calamity Carl.
Dr. Worm.
Chip Handsome.
Dak Prinky. Nick Johnson.
Jared Nudie.
Head to our OnlyFans page to watch the three of us spoon warm oatmeal into each other's frothy buttholes. You guys can't afford that OnlyFans page. It's too expensive.
Matt McClellan.
Stephen Day.
Stinklich.
Kate and Franklin.
J.R. Chip.
Oze.
The Voyant. Claire.
Ryan Carroll.
Alex Moon, the Robot Dog.
Sadie Kitson.
Sarah Kemp.
Jeremy Bowser.
Tanya Turtle.
Daniel Hirschberger.
Adam Morocco.
Brett.
Chili Dish Gambino.
Spencer Kimball.
Bad Vibes Jr.
S.
Robert Edward Hodgson Jr.
Wacky username.
Megan McCormick Mason.
Manuel Aviles.
The Slink of Fate.
Adam You Goofed. Adam, get your shit together.
Ninja Breadman.
Juan Jalapena.
Hoodleman.
Jimmy Soul.
Mudbark.
Muscles Bear.
Cameron.
Keith Halcrow. Aogan.
Got Little Old Moi Pretty Freaked.
Wesley.
Parker Lee.
Chris, Keeper of the Mastosphere Nelson.
Russell Gore.
Natas. Satan's back one.
Jacob Forrester.
Wonderskin.
Milky Nug.
Nicholas Butler.
Dakota Champ.
Jordan Slamsy.
Dakota Campion.
Taylor Shedden.
Timothy Misodulakis.
Ham_boat.
Clay McCarty. Ashley W.
Kelly Sestair.
Wade Nordcross. Stinkline the Goblin.
Raymond Hernandez.
The_venomous_viper. Maggots.
The Crowfens.
Zachary. That's a hard one. Flemily.
Cod Salmon.
Matthew Sutton. Jeffrey Owen Cawhey.
Nicole Watkins.
And thank you to our new patrons. Welcome to the Book of Names. Who's Ryan?
And welcome new Patreon, Wolf's Lore. Give us all the Wolf's Lore you got.
Kelsey Kinnaman. Dylan Napier.
And welcome new Patreon, Peanutburg. I would love to live in Peanutburg. I would like to be part of your city.
You're stuck here forever. See you next time. Forever. Thank you everybody again for your support. We love you. See you next episode.
And thank you all so very, very much. We love you all. Stay safe.